sunburn. If you're as pale as a ghost, you know this problem all too well. Casper the Friendly Ghost here, known for being friendly and as pale as a ghost. Yep, I'm the kind of person that would tend to burn in the sun rather than get any sort of tan. But that doesn't stop me from trying, damn it. I've had my fair share of experiences, flying too close to the sun and accidentally burning. The next week looking like a walking lobster. Not ideal, especially when trying to wear sunglasses. It just makes me look even more silly than normal. I remember one incident in particular, which really takes the cake as far as sunburn's concerned. Now, although the title of the video is clearly about getting a bad sunburn, let me be clear that what I had was bad, but no long-term damage was thankfully caused. I know that this could have ended much worse, and I'd use this video as a warning if you're enjoying the sun this year. Or what little of it you may have left. Me and my family love to travel to the States for a holiday, normally Florida, for, you know, the big mouse himself. But we decided that we wanted a day of relaxation. My mum found this isolated beach away from the crowds so we could enjoy the peace and quiet. The location being Merritt Island. Not gonna lie, the views were great, it was peaceful, and the sun was beating down. Oh, and I forgot to mention, it's in the middle of blooming nowhere! The only shade in sight was a small outhouse, and who wants to sit outside a toilet all day on holiday? But I hear you ask, hey, why don't you use the car that you came in, because that must be pretty good for shade? No. Do you know how hot those things get? I tried sitting in the car for a brief time, and I felt like the sweat was evaporating off my body before it could even drip off my brow. That was not an option. I can feel the burn just writing this script. And I'm sat indoors right now. Anyway, after putting on some sun cream, we hit the beach, protected and ready to enjoy the weather. Now, let me tell you some golden rules about enjoying the sun. Number 1, when you apply sun cream, make sure you keep applying it. Once probably won't cut it. Number 2, make sure you take breaks in the shade. Sunstroke is a painful thing, especially when you are in the middle of blooming nowhere. And number 3, don't be stupid. Yep, that's a rule. Probably didn't help that I took a dip in the sea too, as I imagine that probably washed off all the sun cream I put on. Although, you guys best be thankful that the title of this video isn't "I was almost eaten by a shark," as that could have happened. I was actually watching a documentary a few months later about shark attacks in the US, and they did a segment about research conducted on the Florida coast. They took an aerial shot of the beach showing all the sharks around the coastal areas. But guess which beach it was? That's right, the one I was at. Thankfully, my pale body was probably not a tasty enough snack for them anyway. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. So after almost being in the next sequel for Jaws, I decided to bask in the sun's rays for a while and dry off. I lied down on the towel that I brought and slowly but surely made myself more comfortable to... Yep, I fell asleep. Now, it was very peaceful and the sun felt great. So, after a long day, who wouldn't take a nap in the sun? How long did I sleep for? Who knows? Although I did get woken up later by the fact that we were actually leaving. I did not realise how bad I was until I got into the car and out of the sun. Remember again that the car is about 1,000 degrees, and that didn't really help. It physically hurt to sit in my seat and my entire body was just sensitive. And that was one of the worst car journeys I've ever had. Well, almost the worst. We had a couple more days holiday remaining, and for the remainder of the trip I had to wear long sleeve jackets and trousers to cover up my skin from further harm. This was firstly extremely hot, but also the material rubbed against the already burned skin, making it extremely uncomfortable. This was not even the worst part of the saga, oh no. I said earlier in the video that I don't tan, I just burn. And now that I have burned, my body needed to do something about it. On the plane journey back home, I did notice some flaking bits of skin on my lap. That doesn't seem normal. My body began to itch, so I scratched it. Naturally. This led to a saga of itching, flaking, and well, just an embarrassing mess around me. I only realised the true extent of what had happened once I went to the bathroom to investigate. My arms and back were so bad that I was peeling away on the plane. I felt like a shambling zombie. By the time I eventually did get home, my friends and family questioned why I hadn't caught any sun, especially as they knew how hot it had been over there. You, sir, have no idea. Safe to say, this was a huge lesson for me, and I do take a lot more care now in the sun, knowing what can happen. And hey, I could even tan a little bit now. Too much of anything causes problems, even sun. I want to hear from you guys about times that you got sunburnt, and what happened. I need to hear someone else had a situation as bad as mine. In all seriousness though, take care in the sun, stay hydrated. Not stealing that from Adam, I'd mean that as genuine advice. Okay, that's it for me. Fantastic.